Hello, people of YouTube. My name is Steve Gray, and thank you for watching. Today, we are going to be talking about The Promised Neverland Season 2, Episode 4. I believe we are on currently. I'm going to double check that before we continue. Yup, Episode 4. Getting my things mixed up. Everything's at a different episode now. At one point, everything was on the same episode, so I was fine. But now that everything's all like one or two episodes off, I gotta double check myself before getting into the reviews. So we start off with the phone call. We learn that William and Vera's real name is James Rattiri, and he is from the actual human world. He found out at some point along the lines what the demons were doing, didn't like it, so he set out to put all of these books out there in order to help the smarter children figure out how to learn to escape, as crappy as that sounds, because it's basically only the smart kids that are going to escape. The system, where we left off when we saw the wall with the help and the names on it last time, we learned that the demons actually do know where that shelter is. We don't have 100% confirmation of whether or not they know about the books. Maybe the demons agreed upon the books to see. It would be interesting because obviously the demons are going to want smarter children. The smarter they are, the more valuable they are, the better they taste, theoretically. So it would make sense that the demons left the books there if they do know about them, even though they can go, to the shelter that they're aware of at any point in time. We got to see Mother again, and she was on the verge of getting killed, but Grandmother sent out a specialized team in order to retrieve them, which is literally a SWAT team. You have guys in gas masks, bulletproof vests by the look of it, and fully automatic machine guns. So I thought this was kind of like a Native Americans versus the English type scenario, where if you have a bow and arrow and somebody's got a cannon, you're not winning that fight. But it was actually more interesting than I thought, because one, a demon showed up out of nowhere. One of the similar demons that were in the forest before that chased the children, where they were then saved by other demons. But the kids actually were pretty good. A few of them, I don't know if they killed them. I'm assuming they probably did, but they shot their arrows at them. And if you're not familiar with a bulletproof vest, yes, it can stop a bullet, but a bullet isn't really sharp. A bullet is more of a blunt object for the most part. So it is a possibility that you can cut through a bulletproof vest. And if the item is sharp enough, like an arrowhead, it is a possibility that it'll go through that vest fairly easily, depending on where you aim. And they definitely hit a few of the guys, knocked a few of them down, managed to get away, and then the demon ate the rest of them. Obviously, he's going to go after the bigger prey, the adults, first. And we don't really know how many adults are actually on the children's side, because you would think, why would they send, full-grown men after demons? But at the same time, when you realize the opening of the hole, some of the demons are really big, so they wouldn't necessarily be able to get into that shelter's hole and be as sneaky and quiet as humans, possibly. I'm not really sure. I initially thought they were on their side, but no, they're not, And then even one of the kids mentions, Donna's like, hey, just let me go, let me be free. And the kids were like, you were never normal, you were never free. So I don't know, we still don't fully know if these SWAT peoples are working for the demons or not. I'm like almost 90% sure they are, but at the same time, maybe they're just out and about. It was a little, like a hair confusing, but don't really look into it too far. 9 out of 10, that was just Grandmother's team going after them. Mother, on the other hand, is very positive they will escape. And Mother actually makes a plea deal with the demon we saw kill one of the children in the first episode, before, she gets stabbed in the heart with the friggin' flower thing that blooms. And it was if all of Grandma's men fail, they're going to let her go and capture them. If she captures them, they're going to get rid of her tattoo, get rid of her tracker chip in her neck, and give her her freedom. So that is also slightly concerning, because now we know there's a tracker chip in the neck, not just the ear, which leads us to believe that it's a possibility that the children also have a tracker in their neck, double the tracker. They knew about the one in the ear, but who knows if they have one in the neck, which would allow them to track them down where they were, which would explain why they found the shelter so easily. At least there was 3 entrances in the shelter, which was good. So they escaped. We don't know if the previous inhabitants of that shelter were able to escape at this point in time. It's a possibility. They might have got caught. They might have died. We don't really know. But now they no longer have a shelter. So, the plan initially was to, stay at that shelter, devise a plan in order to go back, in order to get the rest of the people from, their kind of cattle chamber is the best way to describe it, and then go to the human world. They actually found out within the pen, you type in the word future, it's a long distance away, so it's going to be a long journey, but at the same time, it will be worth it in the long run because they'll all theoretically be free. My issue is because they all have the tattoos, even if they get to the human world, it is a possibility that the humans have made the deal with the demons where if they see anybody with that neck tattoo, they're just like, no, you have to go back there. You have to go to the demons. You're food. You're not real people, which is really messed up. But humans are terrible people too, so I definitely see that happening. But who knows? We'll have to wait and see how that whole situation plays out too. But Ray for the win. The demon's eyes are definitely their weak point. They hit one eye, it slowed the demon down a bit, and then Ray hit the main eye. And it literally exploded the demon. So we can kill demons now. We can kill people, we can kill demons. We have the tools, they have the bow and arrows and archery skills to do it. The older kids, Emma, Ray, Don, Gilda, we're all training the younger kids how to use the bow and arrow because everybody ultimately needs to know how to defend themselves because the weak in this situation are not going to survive. If the foreseeable future in the next day. So they are getting stronger by the day. They are still going through their trainings, doing stretches, doing exercises, making sure their bodies are physically fit and capable of doing, running, shooting, things that I can't do as a fat man. But it's good to see all of them, being strong together, learning new skills. They also find this little slugfish thing that was kind of weird and gross. It's literally like a fish out of water. And they were very smart about it. They had one bite. They had 3 people have one bite each. And then they waited 10 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour. And then the 2 kids were just like, nope, this thing was delicious. I'm not waiting anymore. I'm eating it. And they all dug in. Everybody was fine. So they definitely have enough resources to get food. The biggest issue right now running back into the forest is probably going to be water. It seems like there's going to be an abundance of food, no problem, but there's not necessarily an abundance of water. But they know where they're going now. But the problem is they still want to get back to the field in order to save everybody else. But now they don't have a home base anymore, so they're kind of lost. I'm hoping that they're going to use the pen and find maybe an additional shelter that the demons do not know about in order to make ground again. If there's one shelter, you'd think there'd possibly be more. Makes sense, but who really knows? It would make sense, though, for the original humans if they found the shelter to create a second shelter if they did escape, but we don't have that information yet, so we'll just have to wait and see. This one, I'm going to give this one a solid 8 out of 10. We got to see demons kill some people. We got to see people killing people, and it was kind of a mix of happy and on your toes at the same time because they get you to a point where everybody's happy and go lucky and having a good time, you're hunting and gathering. And then they get you in that feel-good mood, and then bam, out of nowhere, they freaking ruin it with some sort of evil plot. We know Mother's coming for them soon enough, so there is probably going to be another showdown soon. In 9 out of 10, they are going to have to kill her. And the problem is because they were raised by her while they hate her for what she's doing, they still probably have a little bit of love for her. So I can definitely see that being an issue with hesitation. It doesn't really matter if they die as long as they don't get shot in the face. So because they want the brain, obviously, the rest of the body is important too, but they mainly want their thinkers in order to eat them and gain their powers. No, that's not really what happens. To my knowledge, it's not really what happens. If you made it this far in the video and you're new, hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, leave a like, feel free to comment down below what you would like me to do for future anime and cartoon related videos. My name is Steve Gray. Thank you for watching, and as always, have a good one.